Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the sixth Team Takeover interview. My name is Ross, founder of Takeover Sports, and today I am interviewing the current Weathersford College men's basketball coach, Coach Chris Lewis. Coach, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Just getting ready for the season to get going.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you talked about that. I did want to kind of ask you, what is it? What do basketball coaches really do in those summer months? Is it kind of getting back with the team and being able to kind of work out with them, or is it more you're out recruiting and things like that?
It's probably a combination of both. I mean, obviously, recruiting's an extremely important thing. You want to make sure you're getting the right players and everything in. But if you're able to have guys on campus either taking summer classes or being able to work out, obviously, you want to make sure they're doing the right things so that whenever school starts, you're hitting the ground running, basically.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Because, usually football, I know football's here, but I know basketball's kind of more of a winter sport. So I was kind of wondering,
True.
it's like, maybe
Yeah.
they kind of, I was like, is it more training camp type of stuff or is it just,
Yeah, a little bit. It's more like skill development, skill work type of stuff rather than more team stuff. Yeah, once school starts, then we'll start doing more team activities. But yeah, a lot of it's skill development for individual.
okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. Good to know. So I do want to kind of get into your background a little bit. So before you became the head coach, you were the assistant coach there for what, 3 seasons?
Correct. Yep. 3 season. Yep.
Yep. And then before that, you worked at North Lake College for 5 years. Tell me
Right.
kind of how those experiences kind of helped you get ready to become that head coach. And now that you've been the head coach since what, summer of 2021, how have you
Right.
kind of
Yep.
been able to settle down in that role? And
Yeah, I mean, I was very fortunate at Northlake. I was working under a coach that had been there for 20 something odd years, and he did a great job of allowing me to grow individually as a coach and kind of giving me responsibilities to make sure I'm pushing myself to be a better coach every single day. And I think that was extremely important in my development. And then obviously when I got to Weatherford, I was again under a coach that had been here forever, and he'd been through the ropes and everything like that. And again, I was fortunate enough to where he allowed me to do a lot of things that a head coach would be doing, and so he was kind of almost developed me into that role before I got this role, basically. So he was the head coach, but he was allowing me to do so much that I felt very ready when I was able to move up.
okay, okay, yeah. Um, also played. You also play. You also played a
Yeah.
little bit. What is this? University of San Diego for four
Yes. Yep.
seasons. Kind of how did
Yep.
that playing career also kind of help transition you into coaching, and what kind of made you decide, you know what, coaching's for me?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, getting a chance to play at University of San Diego was an amazing opportunity, and I kind of you kind of see behind the scenes of what it takes to be a high level Division I basketball player,
Mhm.
and just I always knew I wanted to stay in basketball. I don't think I could sit at a desk all day and type on the computer. So no, being
Yeah.
around the game, being part of the game was always the plan.
Mhm.
And just I was just very fortunate to get into a spot where I can start my coaching career right away.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, no, I was about to say, I understand. Sometimes not a lot of people really want to do that whole 9 to 5 work
No,
structure. They
yeah,
want to stay with their passionate with. So I get it.
exactly.
I get it. So let's kind of transition a little bit in talking about last season, 23-8.
Yep.
What is that? Is that the best record for the school?
They told me it was like the best record in the last like 15 years. So no, it was a very good season for us.
Damn, very good season. 13-3 at home, which really good record.
Yeah.
Being able just to defend that home court. 9-3 away, so the team did travel well, but a
Right.
little bit shaky on the neutral games, which I mean,
Yeah, we didn't have too many neutral games, but yeah, we had lost a couple on the neutral site.
yeah, it is what it is. You can't really,
No, exactly. I mean, and
can't
even
really
this
complain.
year, I mean, we put together a schedule where we're out on the road quite a bit, trying to test these guys early, so that way when
Mhm.
conference rolls around, they'll be ready to go as far as trying to win conference, and that's the whole goal.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask, what was the goal for this season, and kind of like, what are some things that you can bring over from last year that you'll be able to work on this year to continue to improve that record?
Yeah. I mean, I think obviously the biggest thing is making sure we eliminate some of the things that we struggled with last year, and so
Hmm.
making sure that guys are always locked in, always focused. I mean, it's a long season, so sometimes the focus goes up and down, but we got to make sure that the guys are focused, locked in on the goals, and then making sure we're working every single day to achieve those goals.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Uh, Last season, really young team. It's still a very young team. I looked a little bit at the roster.
Yeah,
It was what, 8 sophomores,
yeah.
5 freshmen.
hmm
So kind of like, how were you able to kind of manage such a young team, and who are some guys that kind of stepped up in that kind of leadership role? Because they're all in that same kind of near age group and things like that.
Yeah, so I mean, we had guys who had been at other schools before and transferred in, and so they had previous college experience, and so we kind of relied on, especially those sophomores, to be able to lead by example and vocally as well. And
Okay.
so we just made sure that the message was clear from us. We were very um, strict on what we were doing every single day, making sure we verbalized our goals, making sure we were working every single day towards those goals. And I always kind of stress to the guys, making sure that they're holding each other accountable. I think those are the best teams is when the players are holding each other accountable and not just listening to the coach every single day.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. 100%. So, last thing before I get you out of here, because I know you want to get back out there, kind of getting ready for the season and things like
Right.
that. You being both a player at San Diego and now a coach, what are some advice that you can kind of give some of these basketball players that are looking for a place to go?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a lot about putting yourself out there and making sure you're seen. So, I mean, anytime I can speak from my experience, anytime a player reaches out, either via email or Twitter, um, always make sure you include video. Always make sure. I mean, if there's no video, there's no real point because coaches aren't going to take a guy's word at it. They're going to make sure they can see video. And obviously, highlights are nice. But if you can include full games as well, I think that's extremely important because everybody looks great in highlights. It's
Yep.
really when you look at a full game, you can kind of see what a player really looks like.
Hmm.
And so I think, I mean, obviously it's tough with the social media and so much exposure in different areas and everything like that to kind of get on the radar of some coaches. But I think persistence, making sure that you're definitely known by those coaches and continually kind of reaching out and seeing what opportunities are out there. I think that's kind of the biggest things. And obviously making sure that you're staying in the gym, working every single day. I mean, it's just not just going to just magically happen for you. You got to
Hmm.
make sure you're putting the work in.
Okay. Okay. I appreciate that advice. That'll definitely be something I tell, more people that I do get in contact with and things like that. So,
Yeah,
full game
absolutely.
clips, and then make sure you're always working. Well, I appreciate you kind of stopping in and doing this quick little interview with me. Good luck this season. Praying for the best. Make sure everybody's healthy. And
Appreciate
yeah, I
that. Yep.
appreciate it. All right, man. I appreciate you, Coach Chris Lewis.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, man.